Hello, basketball friends, I'm a Lakers fan and I bring you updated news. Subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Dalton Knecht is having a season full of twists and turns. He started off strong, hitting several three-pointers and becoming a fan favorite, but as time went on, he started missing a lot of shots and saw his playing time reduced. He was later traded, but the trade was cancelled and he ended up returning to the Lakers. He continues to bounce back and forth between good and bad moments and has lost his place in the rotation. Dalton Knecht will be traded after the season and will only be used in the rotation if a Lakers player is injured, so Dalton Knecht is out for the playoffs. As the postseason approaches, Los Angeles Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht often finds himself on the sidelines, looking for a spot in the rotation. Coach J.J. Redick is starting to focus on an 8- or 9-man playoff rotation. Despite some strong performances in March, Knecht has been limited or absent in recent games. The Los Angeles Lakers were trying to get a new center when they got rid of Anthony Davis. The Lakers had a trade agreed upon to acquire Mark Williams from the Charlotte Hornets. In that trade, the Lakers were willing to part ways with rookie Dalton Knecht. Once they saw the physical from Williams, they rescinded the trade. At the NBA trade deadline, two things were made clear. First, the Los Angeles Lakers were willing to move off of 2024 first-round pick Dalton Knecht. Second, the Charlotte Hornets wanted to add Knecht to their roster. Those two things should still be true after what transpired, and this summer, the Hornets should have Knecht on their radar once again. Charlotte has now had two chances to get Knecht. They strongly considered him in the NBA draft before selecting Tidjane Salaün, and they then tried and nearly succeeded in trading for him. They clearly like Knecht, but they've missed the chances to get him. Knecht's stat line isn't overwhelmingly impressive. 9.0 points on 46.2% shooting with 2.8 rebounds and 0.9 assists is decent enough for a rookie, but he's doing it on less than 20 minutes per game because the Lakers are pretty loaded at his positions. If he were to play on the Hornets, he'd be starting right now and might have been for most of the season. His per 36 metrics are much better: 16.8 points, 1.7 assists, 0.6 steals, and 5.1 rebounds. Minutes aside, he's also shooting 37.2% from three, something Charlotte likes and could use. The jury remains out on Mark Williams as far as his Charlotte future goes. The expectation is that he will once again be shopped after the failed Lakers trade. He and others might go this offseason. If he doesn't, though, it's really easy to get excited about a core lineup of LaMelo Ball, Knecht, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, and Williams. Dalton Knecht will need to earn his opportunities in Lakers' playoff run. The Los Angeles Lakers rookie will be put in a tough spot. The Los Angeles Lakers will be off, and enjoying the fact that they will be nowhere near this year's NBA play-in tournament, until their postseason officially starts on Saturday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. J.J. Redick will be afforded the time to figure out who his go-to guys will be for this series in the lead-up. The last few weeks have offered all those watching an opportunity to identify which members of the Lakers are going to be pivotal to this team's playoff run. The starting lineup is set in stone and the two most trusted members of the team's bench have emerged clear as day for everyone to see. Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent will undoubtedly both figure into Redick's plans during this playoff run. When those two are hitting their shots, the Lakers' offense has proven tough to slow down. Rotations tend to shrink in the postseason, but there should be some room left there for one more man to squeeze in off the bench for some key minutes past those initial 7. For Dalton Knecht, that is the opportunity the Lakers rookie will be fighting for. Knecht will look to make up lost ground. Los Angeles finished the 2024-25 regular season going 6-4 over their last 10 games. However, the loss against the Portland Trail Blazers in the season finale can be largely viewed as a write-off. What became notable in those last 10 games for Knecht was his diminishing role in the rotation. Of the Lakers to make at least 6 appearances during that stretch, the sharpshooting wing ranked 10th on the team in minutes per game, averaging only 11.6. That number is actually inflated by the matchup against the Blazers too. Without the 37 minutes played against Portland, Connect only averaged 8.3 minutes a night in the 8 appearances he made. As the schedule moved closer to the postseason, the former Tennessee star dropped below players like Jared Vanderbilt and Jordan Goodwin in the pecking order for the Lakers' second unit. This was a trend that members of the media picked up on. "We haven't given up on Dalton. We feel like he can help us win a game in the playoffs," Redick told Lojo Media. The Lakers coach even told Daniel Stark and the other reporters present that it could be multiple games. "Those are opportunities that will not come easy for Connect. The best chance that the former 2024 first-round pick will get should likely come in moments where the Lakers are trailing and need an offensive boost. The three-point marksman offers more upside on offense than a player like Vanderbilt or Goodwin. Connect will need to ensure his defensive play does not force him off the court." The first-year pro has one of the shakier defensive ratings over the last 10 games, averaging 116.7. Opponents have enjoyed a plus 4.6 swing in offensive rating when Connect has been on the court in 2024-25 overall. This may not be the season for the Lakers' young sharpshooter to leave an irrefutable mark on the postseason. However, it is important for Connect to build his confidence and carve out a bigger role with each passing opportunity. 8 good minutes one night can turn into 10, and then 15, the next time out. Each of those instances will need to have more value added than the previous time out. Lakers must buy into what makes them special with Luka Doncic. Los Angeles has a recipe for success. Landing the biggest pre-deadline blockbuster trade of the century forces some adjustment on the fly. The Los Angeles Lakers have been tasked with figuring out their identity ever since. The opportunity to acquire a player like Luka Doncic should have never been on the board. The Lakers, wisely, were not going to pass it up. Even in the earlier stages of figuring out their new dynamic, the team has offered plenty of reason to be optimistic about their title hopes. "We're trying to build something special here," Doncic told the media following the recent road victory over the Dallas Mavericks. "It is safe to say this is the most excited that Lakers fans have been about their team since the 2019-20 championship unit. If this year's group wants to reach the same heights, they will need to lean into the thing that has made them special." The Lakers have figured things out offensively before the NBA playoffs. The potential to have an elite offense for a team that has Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves was always going to be there. That was the point made by James on the season debut of the Mind the Game podcast. "Myself and Luka will have the two best defenders every night. There's not many teams with a third defender, and that third defender has to guard Austin Reeves," LeBron told his podcast partner, Steve Nash. Lately, the Lakers have certainly brought James' vision to life. The formula may not be perfect across the board, but the offense has helped cover up a lot of the other issues. They're going to have defensive problems, they're gonna have rebounding problems, but if Gabe Vincent is hitting his threes, and Dorian Finney-Smith does some of the same, they can just be the best offense, Danny Parkins said on the Kevin O'Connor Show. The Lakers had a stretch in which it appeared that elite defense could be the formula for success in Los Angeles. J.J. Redick's group proved capable of holding the top defensive rating in the league for a significant stretch of the post-Doncic trade era. That has now flipped on its head. During the last 10 games of this campaign, the Lakers have dipped back down to middle of the pack defensively. Their rating of 115.3 ranks 15th in the NBA on that end of the court. However, the offense has skyrocketed in that same stretch. The Lakers have held the best offensive rating, 123.4, in the league. Los Angeles has also led the NBA in true shooting percentage over that span, ranking first with a mark of 63.2. What is impressive about all of this is that James is not even in playoff mode yet. The four-time champion has relatively modest offensive averages over the team's last 10 games. James has posted 21.9 points and 6.9 assists per game, with shooting splits of 49-34-88. Everyone knows the NBA's all-time leading scorer is capable of so much more. However, perhaps the fantastic thing about this team is that James does not have to carry that kind of offensive burden. Doncic has averaged 29.9 points and 7.0 assists per game over their last 10 games, shooting 49-41-81. Reeves has delivered 23.6 points and 4.7 assists per game, with healthy splits of 52-46-89. The important thing for this Lakers offense right now is the quality of looks being produced. Los Angeles is creating great shots all over the court, and especially from beyond the arc, where they have shot a sizzling 41.3%. The Lakers are figuring out what Luka ball looks like right before the NBA playoffs. That should excite everyone who's invested in seeing this team thrive in the postseason.